Now, ladies, in today's session, what we're going to do is I'm just going to review the agenda, okay? And then I'm going to share it with you. We're going to do a meditation that will help us feel into our feminine energy. And then we're going to feel into, since, you know, it's us, we're going to see if there's anything, like if you want immediate assistance with something, or if you want to go deeper in things that we're working on in your one-on-one sessions. Then we're going to go into really, I'm going to have this as interactive as possible so that you can share your thoughts, share your experience. I know that even Shalandra, who can't make it, she said she wanted to hear about other women's experience and how they're taking time for themselves. So she also gave me what she's doing. So I'm going to share that with you. So meditation, we're going to do an exchange, and then we're going to go into self-care essentials and what are essentials or non-negotiables for you. And then we'll have more of like a question answers time for self-reflection as well. And then we'll review the lessons. We'll go through, I'm going to address all the questions that you've put in your pre-coaching session forms. And then if there's time, we'll do Q&A. And if there's time, well, there'll be time for Q&A. But if there's time, we can do an even deeper meditation, either a cutting the cord meditation or something to help you either process negative emotions or feel like you don't need to be validated by everyone else. Or also, you know, Giselle, you were talking about how the effects of the breath with pain. So we can also go deep into that. Before we start, do you have any questions or thoughts? Anything you want to share? No? Okay. In terms of meditation, like right now, what's something you would want to feel if we were to do a meditation right now? What's an outcome feeling you'd want?
I think for me it would be relieving tension. I feel like the tension in my back. Yeah, that's like
relieving tension where, Giselle?
In my upper back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toi, Ariane?
And yeah, for me it's a sense of lightness. I want to feel light. I want to feel like my shoulders are
feeling like a feather.
Cool. Yeah, feather. Love that. All right, let's do this. If you want to practice lying down, you can. If you want to do this standing, you can as well. I'm actually going to stand, but standing might be harder to relax the body. It takes a little bit more practice, but if you want to try it, you can. And otherwise, yeah, just sit and ground. Close your eyes. And we'll do like 2 big exhales out the mouth. If you want to unmute yourself, you can. If you want to mute, you can. Okay, so we'll take a big inhale through the nose, and we're going to roll the shoulders up and back, and then open the mouth. Again, inhale from the soles of the feet, from the belly to the top of the head. And then if you need to bring your shoulders even lower again, do that again. Then plant, as we're standing, we're all 3 standing now, you can plant both feet into the ground and really feel like the inner arches of the feet are lifting. The feet are a little bit wider than the hips, if that's comfortable for you. And just lift the toes right now and feel each toe lifted from the ground. And then place maybe each toe individually into the earth. And both arms by your side, and see if there's this middle kind of inner center line from the root of your spine to the crown of the head that you can, by balancing back and forth on your feet, you can find that grounding, balancing spot. And then wherever it feels the best, just stop there and bring your awareness to your knees and see if you can release tension. Often when we're standing, we're like flexing the legs, and then there's tension in the legs. So release the knees and your arms by your side. And with your arms by your side, just feel the lift in the chest. The chin is parallel to the earth, and the crown of your head is lifted. So to feel that spaciousness in the upper back, you do want to feel like the shoulders are wide and broad. And you're letting go of your arms by your side, and again, releasing the knees. Become aware here of your inner environment inside your body, inside your legs, inside the core, torso, upper chest, upper back, inside your arms, inside your neck and head. Like if your awareness could travel inside the body. And then bring your awareness outside the body, further away, like inside the room you're in. You can see your body. Your awareness is up and outside of your body. You are physically in your body, but your awareness is outside of it, outside, inside the room you're in, and then maybe outside your home. The awareness travels further. Up into the sky, you see the trees, you see the city you're in. And your awareness travels up into the sky, even higher where you see the earth. And then out into the universe, your awareness is into the universe and you see the stars, and it's so calming there. Your awareness is there, and now you see the earth turning slowly. You bring your awareness back down to earth, back to your country, back to your city, back to your home, back to in the room you're in. Your awareness is now in your body, and you brought with you that peacefulness and that calmness of the universe. And inside your body now, see if you can merge the inside and the outside spaces of the body and of the environment around you. Like if there's no walls of the body, there's no outline of the body, and you are one with the space around you. And very gently bring your awareness to the solar plexus area, which is just under the heart, above the belly button, near the diaphragm. If you feel like it would be helpful to move your hands and bring them there, do that. Otherwise, keep your hands by your side. And as you're relaxing into your body, really relaxing the legs and feeling the upright sensation as you're being pulled by the crown of your head, your awareness is at this solar plexus area. And I invite you to see a ball of energy, whatever color you want it to be. It's a 3D ball, and it's inside the middle of your body. And it turns clockwise. And that energy allows you to remember the power that lies within you. Power that lies within you. Keeping that awareness of that ball of energy still there, lower your awareness to just about 2 fingers under the belly button. Your sacral chakra, the energy of the feminine, of the flowiness, of the emotions, but also of the yin, more restful place, peaceful, rest and digest area of the body. Imagine another ball of energy there. And the ball is circulating clockwise in whatever color you want it to be. And notice if physically you are feeling anything from the lower back to the digestion. Just be aware, we're not judging it. And then keep that awareness and that ball of energy there. Rise past the solar plexus and now go to the heart. We're really anchoring into those 3 parts of the body. And now at the heart, imagine that circle of energy again. It's right in the center. It doesn't touch the front, nor the back, nor the sides of the chest or back. And notice if physically there's any tension, any sensation there that is preventing the ball of energy from turning clockwise. And then from those three centers, whether it is that sacral area, the confidence center of the solar plexus, or the heart, where does your body and energy want you to be? Where should your focus be right now? Maybe it's presented to you in terms of pain. Maybe your body is sending you other types of messages. Just go to that area. And like the flow of the breath is just like the flow of energy, like the life force energy. I want you to please bring the breath that goes in through the nose, and you imagine that from the nostrils it goes there, wherever your body is needing the most, that spaciousness, that life force, that expansiveness, to feel light as a feather and to release any pain. Just like the balloons that you've been experiencing in the lessons of Master Your Self-Care, imagine that there is a balloon of spaciousness that is going there, expanding beyond the ball of energy wherever you are right now. Try not to let the mind come in and judge you, or whether you're wondering if you're at the right spot, if you're doing it the right way, or if you're at the right pace. Everything is okay, just as it is. And then see if you can breathe even deeper, and at the same time expand the ball of energy of the area of the body with which you are working. And as it expands now, the ball of energy is touching the front, the back, and the sides of the body. And you choose what feeling this is associated to. Make it positive. Now I invite you to allow this energy, this positive feeling, to expand down or up, depending on where you are in the body. And expand the awareness. So with your conscious mind, expand the awareness and expand the energy and the breath, so it reaches the toes, the fingers, the crown of the head. And now find the connection between the inner space of the body and the outer space of your environment again. Like there's no shield of the body, there's no shape. You are one with the energy. You are accessing the soul level of yourself. And bring your awareness back to the space, to the universe. If you can, like in a second, if you can go up there. Remember the calm and peacefulness. Bring it back. Bring it back to your body. Come back to the body with your awareness. You are in your body and you are feeling that freedom, that lightness, that painlessness, that freedom. And you are feeling grounded with the feet now. Bring your awareness to the soles of the feet. And rise your awareness up the legs, up the first chakra, the root chakra, then the sacral chakra, that area of the feminine flowy energy, up to the powerhouse of the Manipura chakra, which is the third chakra in the body, of the power that you have in your body, your confidence. And then rise your awareness to the heart, that Anahata chakra, where is the unconditional love of self, of human, of beings, of the universe. And then rise your awareness to the throat. Feel expansion there, awareness there, flow of energy as it rises through your communication center up to the third eye, where you see your inner vision, and it is your best friend. Your intuition is always on your side. And rise your awareness to the crown of the head, where you feel connected to the divine at all times. Universal support is right there. Let's come back to the breath. As that upper gateway of the crown chakra is open, but you are in your body. As you inhale, feel the soles of the feet physically. Maybe expand your chest, roll the shoulders up and back. And exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. 2 more. Maybe open the mouth. As you're feeling more and more in your body, inhale again. Now find a smile at your heart and a smile on your face. I love to bring my hands together at the end of a meditation, gently feeling the energy press together and then rubbing the palms. And placing the hands over the eyes to gently flutter the eyelids, noticing the shapes or the colors before, and then letting light come in. You can find your seat very gently. And before we share, you're welcome to journal any experiences, any thoughts, anything that came up for you. And I'd love to hear from you. If you are journaling, journal, but if you want to open up and unmute yourself.
I really do feel light. That part where we went outside of our house, outside of the city, up into space, we really felt light. And when we came back, I I a little bit I laughed because like, oh my god, it's like Google Earth going back. It felt really good.
Thank you for sharing. How was it for you, Giselle?
I think it's the same thing, like the back pain that I had is actually gone now. And it was like, yeah, so I'm happy. But yes, I feel like I started seeing some, like a purple light at some point. And then that's when I found like really calmness, and like I forgot kind of my environment also. Yeah. So I think I was very like in myself, and like I know there's like sounds around me, there's like cars, and like I didn't realize, or I didn't like hear them at that moment. Yeah.
Cool. And were you both standing? Were you standing, Giselle, or laying down?
Yeah, I was standing.
And how did you feel that? Did you feel yourself antsy to move, or how was your body responding to being standing?
Yeah, I think at first I was like, I couldn't find the correct position. Like, so I would like fidget, and it was just like weird. And then at some point I felt like too heavy for my feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I was feeling, but it was funny. It's the first meditation I do standing up. Usually I'm sitting or like lying down. So it was interesting because I could feel like different sensations in my body.
Yeah, I felt like I was like a balloon, but attached to the ground by my feet. So I felt like I was almost dancing, going side to side, but always grounded with my feet. And for me too, it was the first time doing meditation standing, at least more than a 1 or 2 minute meditation.
Right. Well done, because it is a challenge physically. And I do these meditations because I practice Qigong. Do you know what Qigong is? Qigong, Qi means energy. It's a tradition from China, and it's kind of, you might have heard of Tai Chi before. Tai Chi is more of a martial art, but Qigong is that way of cultivating the energy, but practicing the awareness to go out and in, to go, and we can do that with, when we think about positive or negative emotions, we can do the same thing. We can have our awareness go wherever we want. And just like now, if I tell you, go feel your nose, awareness is gonna go to your nose. You're not gonna think about the car that went in the driveway or whatever that you hear, right? So our awareness can be trained in that way. And when we're standing, it's like we are fighting the physical. And the more we are standing doing these practices, the more it's a more of a challenge. But it depends, right? Someone who's really not flexible and who's sitting throughout their meditation could be a huge struggle as well, because then the hips are not comfortable. And so it depends on the person, but you're welcome to, try it again, another meditation standing, and see if you still feel grounded, if you can move past that physical need to move. Do you have anything else to add on that? No? Okay. What I did want to talk about today, so I do want to say that this group is really a safe space, and I know that everyone else is going to be watching this on a replay, so I do want to address that Master Your Self-Care, the community that we have, is a really safe space for you to feel all aspects of yourself. And what I mean by that is, we can think that, if I share something, if I'm vulnerable with my friends, they're going to think I'm crazy, so I'm just not going to share it with them. Okay, well, this is why this community is there, because we have this light inside of our brain that went on, that said, hey, we actually want to be able to talk about things that our friends or our parents or the people we usually hang out with, that they don't talk about. We want to be able to talk about it with people who understand us. So this is a space for that. And even if you feel a little shy, it's okay. We are there to support each other. And even if you're like, oh, I'm not sure if this is a topic that we can address, just do it and let's see. Yeah, there's no shame. I mean, because the reality is that self-care is not just about taking that time out of your day. It's about caring for yourself, making those decisions of where to bring your awareness throughout the day. So it can be about relationships, it can be about career, it can be about self-development, it can be for an immediate assistance, or it can be for something deeper too. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So, I want to know, what if I say that self-care is a non-negotiable? Or, okay, no. Do you feel like self-care is a non-negotiable for you? Just that word, self-care. Why would you say it's a non-negotiable for you?
I think for me, I realize that if I don't do it, then I get anxious and then it's just my anxiety starts building up, and then things don't go well with either myself, my work, or the people around me. And then that's when I'm forced to be okay, take a minute and just realign everything. So I think that brings me back those experiences that sometimes happen, and that happened to me yesterday, and I was okay, I need to take care of me and kind of not put others first, which was the question that you put in the group. And I think when I tend to do that a lot, then that's when I lose control. So yes, self-care is very important. I think we have to remind ourselves that it is very important, and it should be the primary thing for us.
Thank you for sharing. And Ariane, I want to hear from you. I just want to say, Giselle, you said because if I don't do it, my anxiety comes up.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a way that we can change the my to the?
The anxiety comes up, the pain.
Yes. Yes. Do you know why?
Because then it disassociates myself from it.
Yeah. Cool.
I agree with Giselle. For me, self-care is what brings balance in my life.
Mhm.
We live in a fast-paced society, even though it's on pause right now. Um, my job, my work, even my relationships, I feel like everything is fast-paced, go go go, and I must say, yeah, stressful. So to me, being able to live a fast-paced stress life like that, to for it to be sustainable, I need to take care of myself and do the complete opposite
Mm-hmm.
and practice self-care. So for me, it's what creating a balance in this imbalanced life that we have. Um, and self-care is very much something that I do alone and that I appreciate doing alone. For me, quiet times, and doing yoga alone, I love it. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. And in terms of self-care, something else that I want to address is that just the word self-care means it's not about anyone else, right? And often we feel so guilty of taking that time for ourselves because we are worried about how other people will see us. So we would rather look good for them. Well, I say we'd rather, but I think you're here because no, you wouldn't rather. But we used to rather feel into that energy first and make that our priority, right? And what I just want to bring to the table is we don't control anything that's outside of us. See how your awareness went out and into the space? It was so freeing. There was no one nagging you there. There was no one telling you how to be. There was no one suggesting that you were weak or that you were stupid or that you were lesser than. So the only thing we can control is where our inner awareness goes and our inner experience. So my question to you is, how can you detach from the need to, well, please others in this case?
I think for me, like, I'll talk about an experience that happened to me like just last night. So I have a hard time like saying no. So I have like like I have these other courses too, and just because I'm like so passionate about like everything, and I just, if I could separate myself in like 5 people and like each one would be learning a different thing, I would do that. But I have to realize that that is not doable. I'm not a machine. So this week I had a lot of like homeworks from like either this class and other classes too. And then yesterday I was just like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, how do I do this? Like I have so much things to do. And just thinking that stressed me out even more. And then I was supposed to have a class last night. And then I told myself, I'm like, you know what? No, I can't emotionally do it. I have to take that time for me and just like, it's okay. It's going to be recorded. I'll like listen to it like on Saturday. and and then so I decided to like go against like my usual pattern. Like I would have pushed myself through it, through my discomfort, and maybe I wouldn't have gotten the good outcome of that class. So just like, and I just spent time with my mom, had dinner with her, and then like I was so at peace that after I felt like I had time to do everything that I wanted to do. So I like forced myself to like take a leap of faith and be like, okay, no, it's fine if I say no. And if I can't do this class, it's okay. It doesn't mean that I'm failing or anything. So it was kind of hard, and cause like I would have forced myself to do it. But yesterday I decided, I'm like, okay, I'll like force myself not to do it. and see how it goes. And I was happy that I actually made that decision for me.
So that's amazing. I need like these celebration sticks or something. But when you said that, did I understand that you created time by saying no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I was more calm than if I would have just like rushed into everything. So yeah. So I said no because I'm like, I'm not feeling well, and I know this, I'm not going to get like what I'm supposed to get out of it, and that's okay. So I think that was really a game changer for me, because like I would have pushed through it no matter what, because like I wouldn't want to fail, or I wouldn't want to miss a class and like be like, oh, like I'm supposed to be there. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like if I can't do it, I can do it some other time. And I think just accepting that was difficult, but it was good. I'm happy I did that, and like today I'm happy. Like, so yeah.
I love that, and I can definitely feel that in your energy. And also the fact that you're more calm and that you realize that you actually thought that, you said, I'm not a machine. And then you thought you didn't have time to do everything, but then you created time. You know how many people, many women in this program are running after time. And so Shalandra was asking, how do we take time for ourselves? So Shalandra, this is a great example, right, of how can we create time. So saying no to something that we know we won't get what we want from it, or we know that we're not in the energy for, we know that it's not for us. Love that. Thank you for sharing. Ariane, should I repeat the question again? Or do you know?
Yes, please.
The question was, how can you detach from that need to please people when it comes to taking time for you?
I've been on this long journey of detaching myself from needing to please people, needing to do stuff for people or please them. It's been a year and a half, and I've came to the realization that I'm personally extremely affected and fueled by people's energy and the relationship I have with people. And I've came to the realization that if I force myself into something, I would send into the universe this negative energy, and people will sense it. And when I do something because I want to please people, because I'm doing it with joy, and because I really want to do it, that energy is positive and people can sense it. So it's more about making sure that every decision I make is with good intention and in the right vibe and the energy. And since I've been doing that, obviously, there's still many times where I force myself to do something that I don't really want to do just to please people. Afterwards, I always feel like, you know what? It didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel authentic. And to me, it's all about being my authentic self and bringing good energy into this world.
Love that. So when it doesn't feel authentic, it should be a no.
Yeah, for me, that's the thing that I ask myself when I do believe that I have the choice to say yes or no. But life being life, sometimes you have no choice. But yeah, I'm trying to ask those questions before agreeing to something, right? Put some thought into it.
Thank you so much for sharing. Shalandra basically wanted to know from everyone how they're making time for themselves. That was her question. And she said that she's been using her newfound time to go walking every morning. And she says she feels great. So if there's anything you want to add to that, I'm sure she'd love it.
I love that, being able to take time for yourself, call it me time, call it self-care session, whatever. It's just a small little thing you can do for yourself and it has like a big positive impact on your life and on yourself. So kudos to you.
Yay. Cool. And so remember when I was talking about how just before how we can't control, right, other people's behavior towards us, or we can't control them or our outer environment, but we can only control our inner environment. So there's this concept that I've been playing around with a lot is our inner world. And I find that self-care is very linked with our inner world. And so I ask you, what can be a reminder for you to come back to your inner world? For example, my inner world is that self-care is part of my inner world, okay? And as a reminder of what my inner world is, I wrote notes here. So I have affirmations on my wall. Every day I write what I'm proud of achieving. That's my inner world. So it's my reminder to come back to me. I have, like, when I see that it's past 8 p.m., normally my phone is off. I have my airplane mode goes on automatically at 9:30, I think, or 10. But that's also a reminder of there's no external distractions. It's like all coming back to my inner world. So what do you think could be a reminder for you to come back to your inner world and therefore remember your self-care practice?
Okay, I'll start. So this week, actually, one of the activities that I had in my other class was to build an altar, which is something that you had mentioned, and also one of the modules.
Yeah, you saw that in your tune-in program, right?
Also, yeah. So I think I put more thought into it this week, and I realized that an altar is so different with everyone. So for me, on my altar, I put things that reminded me of my past trips. And especially the ones that really changed my life. So it's a great reminder. It's actually like next to my bed. So when I wake up, like it's the first thing that I see. And there's also like this, like I was knitting at some point, and like just because it was the spur of the moment, I was like, okay, let me start knitting. So I made this, like, it's really just a square, a knitted square, and I did not know what to do with it, but I was so proud of it, and that really symbolizes my creativity. So it's a reminder of like that's who I am, and that I should, still explore more about that part of me. So it's a reminder of, yes, my trips, but also of me and myself. And it's funny because like this morning my mom stepped into my room and she saw it. She's like, you know what? Your room looks different. Like it changed like the energy in here. So it was funny to like hear that too, because it did make like an energetical change also. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I love how you said that it's the first thing you see. Does it help you not get to your phone first?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. What about for you, Ariane?
I'm also all about visual cues. I'm a very visual person, and I have 3 visual cues that I've set up around my apartment and on me. My first cue is about growth. So it's all of my baby plants. So I have my plants, and when I see them, to me, it's kind of like guided meditation. So I associate a word or a feeling to an object, and when I see it, it reminds me of that word. So my plants, they represent growth, and that we're always evolving. I broke it 3 weeks ago, so I need to get a new one. But I used to have a little bracelet, and that was my cue to do a body check, a body scan. So every time I would see it, I would say, okay, I'll start from the top of my head and go down and see if I sense any tensions and whatnot. And my last cue is about movement, and that's my incense stand and my candles.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Those are great ideas, girls, to share. And hopefully ladies who are watching the replay can feel inspired to find their own reminders of coming back to their inner world, because it's not everyone, right, who feels like an altar is for them. Or I started using my harmonium more. I left it open. It's an instrument that can go back into a box. But now that I just leave it open, I remind, oh, right, I can just go for 5 minutes, and I go and I do it. So it can be, yeah, I love how jewelry can be such a reminder. Or I know that Natalia has a night thoughts journal, and she leaves it on her nightstand. So before she goes to bed, she has that reminder of, oh, right, I'm going to go through, anything that I can journal about tonight. So anything that, in the You Have It In You group, I had a friend and a soul alignment coach join us. Her name is Sabrina Bolin, and we talked about, basically her tip was, make sure you can trip on it. You almost want to trip on it to when you get out of bed, so that's your reminder to come back to you. So if you're big on yoga, maybe having your yoga mat like rolled like at the edge of your bed, or even laid on the ground so you step on it and it becomes a reminder, right? So I'm excited to see how you go with those reminders of your inner world. And I wanted to know if there's any resistance that shows up for you now, with you, Ariane, or you, Giselle, since you're here live, if there's any resistance that shows up for you that you can feel into for actually doing it. So you can have a reminder, you can see, oh, right, I'm gonna take time for myself, I'm gonna, have the self-care. But what is it that might prevent you from actually doing it?
I think for me, it's because I live with my mom and my sister, is that I can't only depend on my own schedule. So their schedules also influence sometimes. So let's say like they go to bed really late. So then I started to have that habit too. But when I used to live by myself, like I would go to bed like at 11, and now it's like late. So I think that's the only thing that I like kind of like struggle. Sometimes I'll sleep earlier, but other times, like if they want to like talk, or like, then like I can't be like, no, don't talk to me. So I think, yeah, like if they need to like vent or stuff, like I'll obviously listen to them, but I think that's the only thing that I have a hard time with. Yeah.
My resistance so far has been my phone, social media, because I work full days, and when I'm done with work, I want to either go for a walk or get some physical activity in, and then like, okay, time to work on my lessons or work on my modules. And I find it hard to stay focused and be fully into it. Like I would start the lesson and watch, let's say, the video or read the description, and then say, okay, I need a little break, and then whoop, it's been 20 minutes of me scrolling on social media. So making sure that I'm focused and I'm well intentioned is something that I need to work on to get the best out of it, and not just read through it and it goes here and comes out here.
What is something you can do to be well intentioned?
What I've been doing is to really set a time to focus on the lessons and do them, and not just watching the video or reading the description, I take notes. So I'm actively participating in the lesson. And that's something I used to do in school. I was always studying and like transcribing and taking notes, and that's how I stayed focused. So I'm like I'm back in university.
What does that give you? What is the benefit of doing that for you?
And I'm really, when I do that, I'm in the zone. I'm like focused and I can do it in one sitting. And then what I like is that I have my little booklet here, and like everything is written in here, and then I can just go back and revisit and reread my notes, and yeah, making sure that it stays with me and it's just not something that I read once and then I forget.
Thank you. And Giselle, you said that you find it difficult to not depend on other people's schedules. And my question to you would be, do you believe that if you train yourself to act the way you want with your own boundaries, that in turn you will train them as well of your boundaries?
Yeah, I think because I've done it with other things now that you're saying that. And yeah, so maybe if I like schedule myself like no at this time, like I go to bed, or like don't talk to me. Like I think eventually they'll get used to it. I think it's just like the matter of doing it in the beginning that's like hard, and sticking to it. Sometimes I tend to do it, but then after like the next day it's like, you know.
Well, so, but often to make sure we stick to it, we have to remember why we're doing it. So why would you be doing it?
For me, like I don't like feeling tired the next day, or like Ariane was saying, like I find it difficult to sometimes like concentrate, and like the things that are very important to me, like I won't put my full energy, because like the little bit of energy I just like spent it with everything that my job requires. So then it's like I don't feel like I can put my full self into the things that I need to do for me. So I think that would be the reason. Yeah.
Isn't it great to be reminded though by ourselves of why we're doing this, so that when we feel like, oh, do I really want to say no and be like the bad one who says no? Oh, right, I remember why I want to do that. Because I understand, right, if you're living with other people and you don't want to be like explaining yourself and feeling like you're the outsider. I get it. But if you're driven by the benefit of it and you just do it, then they might want to do it too. But we don't want to attach to that outcome that they might do it and that they might transform like us, right? I started doing that once, where I thought, I'll start meditating just before bed and maybe my boyfriend will too. No. Oh, well, it's my decision. I do it. So I started doing that more and more, and he doesn't care. I was afraid that, it would jeopardize our relationship, and no, he doesn't care. He just is happy that I get to, do it, and that I'm just saying that I'll do it. It's my decision, and I'm much calmer anyway when I do it. I'm much more loving and accepting of who he is, and less pissed if like he did not help me undo the dishwasher. Like, it's just stupid things, but okay. I just wanted to share that. My other question for you would be, oh, right. No, I did want to say that we are talking about finding these essentials and noticing what will prevent us from doing the work of choosing the non-essential over choosing the essential over the non-essential. And what I just want to maybe remind you ladies is that time is actually a choice. And now the mothers in the group might want to yell at me, I love you. The thing is that when we try to do everything, we realize there's not enough time, right? Giselle, a bit like Giselle's example of before. But when we choose the essentials, when we learn to set those boundaries, when we learn about what it is that makes us feel light and free and sleep better and more emotionally balanced, more all of that, then we find the time. So I'm wondering if it's difficult for you to find the time, and I'm asking this with love, do you want to find the time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any questions before I review the lessons? No? Okay. So Giselle was asking in the pre-coaching session form the effects of the breath to address pain, but I kind of brought it into our meditation at the beginning, Giselle, and that really, it helped, right?
Yeah.
And now, do you still feel no pain in the upper back?
Yeah, no, I don't have it.
Cool. So what would you say is the reason why we use breath for navigating through pain?
I think, and actually ever since I saw your video about like breathing, like I'm more conscious of like when I breathe or when I stop breathing. And it would happen a lot when I would work out. So I would have a coach and he would be like, breathe, like you're gonna pass out. So like this morning, like I caught myself just like, you know, holding my breath. I'm like, okay, no, I need to breathe. And then I found that I was able to push through more of the exercises that I wanted to do. And I thought of it more as like allowing my body to get the oxygen that it needs to be able to like live and function. So if I have, I remember one thing that you were saying in your video that was like shallow and short breaths. It's like, so I just have like a little bit of air here, but like nothing is going on in the rest of my body. So yeah, so I think I see more the importance of it, like reminding myself of like, okay, like I stopped breathing. I need to breathe. But yeah, but it's helped me a lot, not only with like the pain that because it, I don't know, it was like magic for me. It was like, oh my god, like it went away. Yeah. I had a knee pain like yesterday and I did the breath work and it went away. So it was shocking for me, but I liked it. And also because I was so much more calmer after. So it was kind of like a 2-in-1.
Thank you so much for sharing and explaining. I do want to add something, but Ariane, maybe you want to say something?
For me, thus far, the word that speaks the most to me is awareness. I feel like I've been interested in self-care and wellness for a couple of years now, and I've been doing yoga and breathing exercises, but I was just doing that without the awareness of if I had any tension or any pains, or your breathing exercise with the hand motion that goes like this, and really bringing 100% of your awareness to that point, that pain, that tension, like Giselle said, becomes magic, and it solves it all, it cures it all. And it's the one thing that I was just going through the motion without being fully committed and aware of what I was doing.
You said that you were going through an emotion without being aware of what you were living. Is that what you said?
No, I was breaking out, sorry. I was just saying I was just going through the motions. I was doing the things because people were telling me, or I was told to do them, and I was doing them, and I wasn't seeing the results I was looking for because I wasn't focused on being fully aware of what was going on.
Gotcha. Right. And thank you for sharing that. And often that's where yoga stops. Often yoga classes will be very physical, right? It'll be move, contract your thigh, align your knee over your ankle, and just don't break. But it goes beyond that, right? And so I'm glad that you enjoy those exercises. And Giselle, to go even deeper with your question would be to know that the breath is life force. The breath is life force energy. The breath, therefore, just like our energy body or the energy circulating in the body, imagine that the breath is the energy. It's different, but imagine that it's the same as energy. And when there's pain, it could be the same thing as when we did the meditation at the beginning. And where were your blockages? Giselle, I'm guessing it was the upper back.
Yeah, it was the upper back.
Ariane, was it lower back?
Lower back, yeah.
Lower back. So when you have both of these blocks, imagine that it's a blockage of your energy and it's pain. Pain would be blockage of energy. So when you breathe and you make space, you allow the energy to flow and the block to become flowy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I love to pair it with pain. I'm not saying that pain doesn't exist. I'm not saying that we can cure chronic disease with breath. I'm saying we can prevent it with our awareness and with all the work we're doing, but also that breath can help soothe it and just make us aware that maybe it's an emotional hurt. Maybe there's something else attached to that part of the body, right? Giselle, just for reference, I think I shared that with you before, but I'm going to just tell you now that the upper back, according to Louise Hay, is lack of emotional support. I will stop there. And Ariane, well, I could have just read it to you, but the lower back is often fear of money, fear of lack of financial support, but also the lower back is in link with wanting to go for our dreams, but not going for them and being stuck. And I think it's pretty bang on. Would you feel like, yeah, fear of money, lack of financial support. So did I answer your question, Giselle?
Mm-hmm.
And Ariane, your question was about support and how you can get support in this group and accountability and how you can identify and recruit people to be part of your support system. Is that still your question? With the things that we've been discussing today, because you also had your one-on-one session, is there an idea? Is there something else that is sparking through you that you're like, oh, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, we spoke about it in our one-on-one session this morning, and it's good to have a support system, to have an inner circle of friends that are there for you. But like you said, you're here to help us find and trust our inner guides, and I need to find that confidence and that support within myself first, and then surrounding myself with a support system, with people. That's the fluff. That's the add-ons. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. And there'll be an exercise in the tune-in program that I might share in Master Your Self-Care. I will share it with Master Your Self-Care. It's what uplifts and what drains your energy. And then you can kind of do an exercise about where you are and who in your life and what activities uplift or drain you. I'm just taking note to make sure I remember. And maybe on that note, something I want you ladies to feel like in this group is that whatever you are, where, you know, there's 4 of you on your tune-in journey, and there's 4 who are doing Just Master Your Self-Care. And wherever you are, we've all had the thoughts of, will I say something that, you know, people will judge me for? We've all had that, but it is a non-judgmental space. And we are here to uplift and support us through anything that's going on. I did say it at the beginning, but I did want to reiterate it. So if you feel like there's a specific thing that you need accountability for, just say, this is what I'm working, just saying like, this is what I'm working on this week. It helps put in the space that that's what you're working on. It helps me know what you're working on. It helps others be like, oh, right, I can also be accountable for my own actions. So I'm going to also write what I'm working on, whether it's in the group or in my journal or in my agenda. But the group is a space for you to be like, right, okay, this is going to be my focus this week. You can ask for questions, and yep, I might be answering your questions, and maybe it will resonate with other ladies in the group and they will feel like they can share as well. But I really want you to understand that I know it's scary to dig deeper inside ourselves. And even if in this group, in Master Your Self-Care, we are addressing both the surface level of, I don't have time, I want to find the time, my kids are in the way, you know, that kind of rather surface imminent desire for a solution. And we are also accessing the deeper, different parts of, why am I really not caring for myself? Why am I really not looking for the time or finding time or taking the time? And you might not be wanting to go there as of right now. You might want to go there in week 5, and that's fine. You might never want to go there, and it's also fine. So I just want to say that there's no bad questions, and wherever you are on your journey is fine. Okay. So we answered your question, Ahian, about support. Okay. So we have 10 minutes left if we want. We could do a meditation. We could do basically Q&A. So is there anything that's on your heart, that's on your mind, that you want to share, that you want insight on, or you just want to talk it out? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Nothing comes to
nothing.
mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm just happy. Like, I'm happy with this
good.
whole like exchange. And even if we're like a small group right now, and like the others will hear it after, which I would love to like know, like through their comments, like their own experiences. But I think this is what I needed today. Like, and it just came at the right time. Just like the lessons too, like they came at the right time, like, you know, with what I was going through. So it was
great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. And shall we end with a few breaths?
Yes.
We're in the theme of breaths. All right, so plant your feet in the ground, stand up if you want. And since we're not feeling any pain in our body right now, we're going to do a breathing exercise that I love to do in Qigong, since I spoke about that a little bit at the beginning. Okay, I'm going to stand up so that you see me. Oops. Okay. So when you're sitting, basically what I want you to do is bring your middle finger and your thumb together on each hand, okay? And you're gonna, when you breathe in, you're gonna bring the arms up, and then you're gonna bring them like this, and they're gonna touch, the back are gonna touch, and you're gonna bring them in front of you. So the inhale up and the exhale down. That's yoga. Qigong would be exhale up, inhale down. But, okay, let's do like Qigong. We're gonna inhale first and then exhale, bring our arms up. And when we inhale, it's like if we're bringing the energy that we're scooping out, okay? We're bringing the energy we're scooping out and we're bringing it in when we inhale. Right, okay, yeah, it's better standing, okay. So am I clear? Does that make sense? Okay, so both arms by your side, relax your shoulders. We'll do this 3 times. Exhale here and bring the thumbs and the middle finger together. Take a big breath in through the nose, inflate the belly, chest, and then as you exhale, rise the arms up towards the sky. And inhale, bring the backs of the fingers together and draw the line slowly in front of your face as if you were gathering the energy and bringing it back down. Exhale, rise the arms up. And inhale, bring the awareness inside along the spine, inside the middle center of your body. Exhale, and your awareness goes out towards that universe outside of your body. And when you inhale, you bring in all the calm, the peacefulness of that space. And then bring the left hand on the lower belly and the right hand on top. And just hold that energy there in the lower part of the body. Take a big breath in and feel your hands rise with the belly and then the chest. Open the mouth, exhale. Just feel grounded in the feet. Smile at your heart and smile on your face. Beautiful. How was that one for you?
I felt taller with every breath.
Cool.
Inhale, exhale when we were doing this.
You, Giselle?
I found it a bit hard in the beginning just because it's like the opposite of like, you know, and even with the movement, like, you know, we tend to like, okay, like you exhale. So, but no, I liked it because it was like so different.
Cool. Yeah, it is different. The first time I did Qigong, I was like, this doesn't make sense. And then I got what they mean. Like they want us to exhale out so that when we inhale, we bring it back in, you know? So yeah, it's a practice. I mean, if your intention is there and you do it the other way with the breath, it's still fine. That's my belief. So I hope today's session was useful. I would love it if you could fill out the pre-coaching session form of this session. You have, well, the link is in the group. Do you want me to give it to you right now?
You mean the post?
Yeah, it's in the post. And yeah, I have it here. I'm just going to write it in the chat there, just so that I have an idea to make sure that we, you know, can make the next one even better. And I just love to have our communication always ongoing. And ladies, even if you are watching the replay, I'd love to know your thoughts as well. The post coaching session form is in the group in the about pinned post. You'll find it there, so you can fill it out then as well. And if next time you can still not make it, make sure you fill out the pre-coaching session form so that I can address your questions and any concerns and struggles that you are having. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so happy that we are together in this community to feel uplifted and rise with consciousness, with awareness, and with prioritizing ourselves, because if we don't put our own mask first, well, it doesn't work out. Thanks so much. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Mwah. And I'll see you in the group. And Giselle, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, girls.
Thank you, Claudia-Sam. Bye,
You're
Giselle.
welcome.
Bye.